Hey guys, you're here in Blueberry Hill. So this is April 4th to the 11th, kind of a span of a week, on and off with the weather and stuff. I'm trying to caulk all the windows with a DAV product called, it's a silicone product, $7.95, and I'm using a sausage gun with a very large kind of a tip. I cut the tip according to some instructions I read. It's a larger tip than you normally get in like a caulking tube. But it puts enough material between the aluminum frame of the window to the frame of the window frame. And then you use water and a little bit of soap, smoothing that with your fingers. They do have some spatula kind of products. I didn't buy them. They're kind of expensive for what they are. Don't think they'll work better than my thumb. And anyway, once you lubricate the silicone with the water and the soap, it actually works very well, and you can smoothen it out. Again, I'm not a pro at this, of course, but I'll tell you what, this stuff works really well. It is easy to work. You can massage it in there whenever you need to. You can add more, even if you wet it down a little bit. It seems to work very well. So I was pretty impressed with the product. We've done, by the end of this video, all the windows are done except for the second floor, which we're going to be showing you later on at the end of the video. We're doing the second floor windows at that point. Anyway, there you see me using my thumb to kind of move it. If I apply it really nice and I do the smooth motion with my thumb with the soap and water, it works really well. So the silicone is applied. You kind of want like a concave amount in there. You use your thumb with the soap and water to actually squeeze it into the recess. You don't want a crowned version, and then that's kind of how they talk about how to apply it. I was trying to make it smooth so you can see like a nice finish on the edges of the windows. I've pretty much achieved that. I'm definitely not a pro. You know, again, it's my first time doing this stuff, but I think it worked out pretty good. Here you see me trimming the excess foam that sprayed out from when I was doing the spray foam from the inside out. The extra foam's cut off to make enough area for the silicone to go into, and you squeeze enough in there. You know, silicone is like a glue, right? So this stuff is pretty solid, and you can see how smooth it applies. You just have to kind of move the gun nice and smooth. You see me doing the upper windows on the living room, and it goes fairly quick if you don't blob it. There's a couple of windows I've had, I have to go back and do a little more thumbing with the soap and water, but the stuff works really well. It's very malleable, so as long as it doesn't dry, you can actually work it pretty good. Here you see a little I'm on the roof, and we had a little squall, a little rain shower, so I had to sit underneath the overhang and hang it out. So the product I'm using is Ameripolish. It's a 3D HS, which is high solids, and then the sprayer I just showed you is a kind of a concrete specific sprayer. It's got a fan type of spray. It's actually a very nice one. It's 3.5 gallons. You can fill it up with product and spray for quite a while. The densifier hardener is actually used to definitely harden the concrete, but at the same time keep the dust down. The densifiers and hardeners, they all have a chemical reaction with the concrete. I'm not a scientist, I have no idea how it works, but it's something to do with the hydrogen, blah 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 blah, and the silicate that reacts with all that stuff, and it makes a top coat that's harder, as well as doesn't dust out as much. And this is kind of a precursor to the acid wash we're going to do. After we do the acid wash, they recommend actually doing a light amount of the hardener again. So we're going to do that this time around and see what happens. And again, I don't want to work on these floors forever. I just want to put them on and make them nice and solid. So it took 10 gallons to do the entire house, with a little bit left over from a prior job with the shop. We had about a gallon left over from the Ameripolish 3D HSL, which is a low solid version, and we put that in the pantry in the very back corner there, so not a big deal, but it works the same. It's just a different amount of solids in the product. The HS is supposed to be a little more hardy and better, but again, you water it down, so I'm not sure which is what, but it does the job. You can actually tell you've got it done. So over this whole week, I was flipping jobs back and forth. I wanted to, after we did the grinding, which was a week and a half, 4 or 5 days ago, I was doing some sealing of the windows. The weather was kind of funny, so I had to stop. I did the sealing, and now we're back to sealing all the windows. And I got through sealing them all pretty much within a few days. I gave up on the ones in our master bedroom because they're too high off the ground, and yeah, you know, it's kind of, no, I wouldn't say scary being up on the ladder, but it doesn't feel comfortable. I don't want to have an accident and fall, so we're gonna rent the man lift. It's a portable man lift. I'll show you that, guys, later. And we're gonna rent that to it's like a cherry picker. We're gonna do that later on when we start doing the eaves as well. So we're kind of cross-pollinating some of the work we're doing. But here you see me doing all the other windows. You know, doing the silicone. It's a fairly fast process, but you know, you got to take your time. I'm trying to do a nice job, make it all nice and smooth. So it all takes time. So here's where this is the very back end of the apartment, and this is after doing this, I decided I'm not doing it this high off the ladder anymore. This is a 24-foot ladder. I'm not on anywhere near the top of this, but the problem is I have to relocate the ladder, do a couple things, go down, relocate the ladder, move it around, and just keep moving the damn thing. So after a while, I'm like, okay, we're gonna get the single man lift cherry picker, and we'll make it all work on the higher windows. I did end up doing all the windows except for the master bedroom on the back side, and then you'll see when I'm doing the windows on the second floor, I am not touching that with the ladder. We are going to get here you go. That's a little more of an idea of how high I'm up. It's not that high. It just doesn't feel all that comfortable. So it is what it is. So here I am, you know, up and down, up and down. So here I have the water. I'm going to smooth it out. I got the job done. It's just that this takes probably, I'm guessing, about twice as long as it should take if I had the cherry picker here, and we could just go up and down and bring the product with us and do it all at one time. So anyway, it is what it is. So here's the awkwardness of all this. I had to use a second ladder, of course, just to get to different areas. The big ladder, once you extend it, you know, you can't reach the wall. So here I am doing weird motions with the gun just to get the product squirted into the frame. It all worked out, but I'm just saying. And continuing with the awkwardness, once I do the gun, I go down, I get the water with the soap, and I try to smoothen out the silicone and not, you know, fall off the ladder. This is only like 8 feet off the ground, but you know, again, I'm doing this for a couple hours at a time, so it gets kind of tiring, and I don't want to misstep, so I'm trying to be super careful and not hurt myself doing this whole thing. So here's where I didn't mind doing the ladder work. It's not as high, it's more comfortable. I can actually move the ladder to where I need it against a wall and not have spots where I can't put the ladder on. So this is okay. You know, I have a small little 6-foot ladder right there leaning on the bottom side, and I did basically all the windows surrounding this whole area. This is our little patio area that I'm sealing up. This is underneath the container on top, so this actually shouldn't get wet. But here's a fun one. This is kind of high. Oh, good God. Yeah, so here's 2 ladders, you know, being used. The fiberglass ladder, the orange one, it feels a lot more solid, obviously. The aluminum ladder, it vibrates a lot when you walk up and down, but this part wasn't too bad. I have 3 ladders, as you can see. I used the ones on the high side to get on both sides of the window and then stream it down. This is probably the window that gets most of the water because we're having a deck on top of this is our master bedroom area. So there's going to be a deck on top, but we haven't touched that at all. This is just containers that are sealed, and the water pours off of this right where that window is. So this is important to get it sealed up. But so far we're doing really well. All the windows are sealing up. We're getting some storms here and there, and so far so good. I know the foam from the inside is a bit of a structural as well as sealing, but this silicone, I have never used such good stuff. Once it hardens up, it is unbelievable. And again, commercial grade versus consumer grade from Lowe's or Home Depot. So I can't say enough about the stuff. It's a little more money, but I'll tell you what, performance and using it, I'm impressed. Hopefully it'll do the job for years and years to come. So we'll see what happens. So using the sausage tube as well, you use every bit of the product. The tube is amazing. I'm sure you know the normal tubes you buy from the normal caulking tube you buy from Lowe's or Home Depot. You get rid of all the stuff too, but the way the sausage gun works is pretty cool. I had to put, you notice I have a hat on now. I could not see, the sun was beating down right on my head. I could not actually see what I was doing because it was so bright right there. And I was trying to hit this in the morning so that I wouldn't have sun beating down on this wall later on in the afternoon. This part of the containers gets sun probably around 3 o'clock, and it starts getting warm. So I was trying to beat the day for that. Anyway, it worked out. I got it all done. I was pretty surprised I could do all the windows except for the 4 on the master bedroom at the very end. Again, I'm going to get the man lift for that, cherry picker. And we'll get it at the same time. We're going to do the second floor windows and the eaves. And I have probably a surprise for you guys. We ordered some stuff for that, so we'll talk about that later. Oh yeah, and on to bigger, better stuff. So we're on the second floor. We're now cutting windows out on the second floor. So the weather was looking kind of funky last 2 days, whatever. Here's the first window that goes, a slider's going to go to the right of that. This is the first window that goes towards our deck on the master bedroom. Cut that out, put the frame in, and off I went. Got some light and the second floor, which is fantastic. That was a pretty dark area, of course. And then next 2 windows are coming in. You'll see that in a second here. So here I'm cutting it. The end of the containers is thicker material. It's almost double thickness of the side walls. So I tried to use the plasma cutter, and I didn't really care for it as much because there's a lot of cleanup work with the plasma cutter, especially when I can't do a very straight line. I almost wish I had some kind of a magnetic straight edge. Anyway, here see me beating the thing up just so I can get the panel down. Yay! And it falls. Gravity works every time. Put the frame in. I'm painting it now. So we got this all done within roughly 2 days. We painted it, primed it, painted it, and then we sealed it with the liquid flashing. Painted it up, and then we'll put the walls, the windows in. You'll see that in a few seconds here. So I do have to have a little call out. The Rust-Oleum heavy rusted primer is the bomb. The stuff works extremely well. I've used it for all the containers since a year, and I have never found a spot that has rusted through again. So I'm using it as a primer, and of course then I paint it. You can see it painted on the left. I'm cutting on the second window out. This is right in front of the stairs. Yep, there you go. So you have a wider shot. So 2 big windows right here, and these are 3x6s. We'll cut that out, and Angie and I will put the windows in a few minutes, and they go in really quick. It's like 10 minutes a window. So it's always satisfying making the holes and getting the view that you're going to get. And kablamo, here goes the panel. Yay! And that's basically the view you're going to get from the window. We'll put the frame in. I don't show you everything, but in a second Angie and I are going to put the windows in. That roughly all these 3 windows took us about an hour. 2 are solid, fixed frame, and the one on your left, the hole you see right there, that's going to be a movable window. So here we're working on just flipping the mounts. All the mounts, as you've seen in other watch other videos, the aluminum extruded mounts that come on these windows, they're kind of backwards from what we wanted. We wanted to have a different reveal on the window, so we snap them all out and put them back in, and then we just move the window. These windows aren't too heavy. You know, they're not I wouldn't say they're light, but they're not like crazy heavy. Engine I did pretty good on them. Once we flipped the mounts, we just carried over to the hole, shove it in there, and I screw it down with self-tapping screws, pre-drilled, and then mount them all up. So if you heard the thunderclap, I'm actually recording this while there's a storm going on. So excuse the thunder and lightning. You won't see the lightning, but you'll hear the thunder. Anyway, so it's pretty easy to put these windows in. Again, we have shims on the bottom. I raise it about a quarter of an inch. The rough openings for all the windows again are 1/2 inch all around, so we have about a 1/4 inch reveal on all the sides. We double check the level. So far, you know, if you put the frame in square, the window comes in square. So we check it anyway. But so far we only had to shim a couple of them for whatever reason. And here I am screwing the tabs in, and while Angie holds the window kind of sorta, and get that done. And again, these windows went in like probably within an hour. So we had 3 in there. With an hour, we're done. And then I went on to working on the other 2 4x6 windows. So you see how easy it is. You just basically put the window in the hole, and then we're trying to center it. And then I'm, you know, I drill the holes and tap self-tapping screws in the thing. Here I'm doing the. It's a day later, so this is on the I believe the 11th. So we're doing the spray foam on all the 3 windows we just installed. We're moving along pretty good. We got weather coming in, so I was trying to be careful on what I was going to do next, but I ended up doing all the foaming here, and then the next part of the video you'll see me cutting the big 4x6 holes for the last 2 windows that go on the 2nd floor. And boy, the views are fantastic. It's going to be awesome once we get the windows in there. I did have to quit. I ran out of welding wire and gas, argon CO2, so I quit. I tried doing stick, and I gave up on it just because I was trying to rush it and the weather was rolling in, so I quit. But anyway, you'll see that for a little while, a few minutes into the video. You'll see raindrops on the floor, boy. So here you go. After I did the foaming on the 3 windows on the 2nd floor, I started doing the cutouts, and I'm trying to beat the weather here. The weather, we were supposed to get rain like probably an hour or 2 ago before I started cutting the holes. It didn't come, so I decided to cut them anyway. I got a feeling once we get the storm, we might get the 2nd floor wet, but you know, it doesn't really matter because it's just concrete floor. These are 4x6, so they're fun to do. I'm gonna do both of them kind of at the same time, and I did, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, I did run out of welding wire and gas on my welder, but regardless, at least I tack them in and I get most of the welding done. This was kind of fun. This is like 20 feet off the ground now on the back side, and believe it or not, it makes you feel kind of funny because you know it's that high. On the inside it doesn't matter, right? But on the outside you're like looking on the ground, and yeah, it doesn't feel that comfortable. But anyway, you'll see me and the panel will disappear in a second. And boom, didn't kill nobody, we're all good. And now I cut the 2nd window, and the GoPro didn't do a very good job on contrast, right? So you can see the back side of the property, see some trees and stuff. I have it on a low light setting, but you still can't see back there because it's doing a low light thing. That's a little better right now, but there you go. So here we're doing a little bit of adjustment for the frame, do a little bit of grinding, and then we pop the frame in there and weld it up. Anyway, this is the end of the video from this part. We'll show you the next things we're going to do. We'll probably finish up the windows, and then we're going to start. I'm not sure on what exactly, because weather depending what's going to happen here. But anyway, appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned to the next videos. Appreciate your support, and have a great day. Ciao. So here, May 12th, so I had to run out and get some welding wire and some argon CO2 for the welder. I tried doing some stick welding, finish up the frames. I didn't like what was happening, so I got the stuff on the 12th and finished up the welding the easy way. The MIG just seems a lot cleaner doing this stuff. So I got that done. and then went on to. It just took a little while, about a half an hour of welding, I guess. And then later on, I decided to prime and paint everything. Hoping it would dry enough so I could put the liquid masking on it, that red kind of goofy stuff. I'm not sure you'll see me doing that in the video, but all those seams on the outside of the frames where you see the light coming through around the frame, that all gets filled with the liquid mask. Pretty cool stuff. It seeps into things, and it's equivalent to tape or better from a commercial standpoint. Anyway, just a little more work. So here I'm doing the primer. Once I finished welding, I did the primer coat on all the frames, and then once the primer kind of sets up, dries out, I put on the liquid mask, that orange goop stuff that you see on all the other frames that I put on the house. It's called liquid mask for a reason. It actually seeps in all the pores and crevices and makes it a really nice seal. It's kind of better than paint because it actually gets into stuff that the tape just kind of covers over. So I didn't show a video of the all the masking, the liquid masking that I put on there. I thought I did, but I might have deleted it. I don't know. But here I'm doing the paint on the enamel. So it's great paint. It definitely sticks to the primer. And then after that, we're gonna wait for a few hours, and then Angie's gonna help me put the windows in. These are the last two windows. We have one more window to put in the living room. It's kind of on the second floor without a floor being there, so that's gonna be really interesting. The 4x6 is pretty heavy, and we're gonna have to figure that out. I'll probably need 2, 3, or 4 of my best friends here to help me raise it up there, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, here's Angie and I. These windows are a couple of 100 pounds. We did pretty good, you know, kind of deadlift it and put it in place. The frames are square, so the windows turned out to be nice and square. I didn't even bother doing a level on these. We just put them in. It doesn't appear to be very windy here, but it was pretty windy, so that there was pressure on the windows, and Angie had to hold it pretty well so it wouldn't fall in. Alright, so as Angie was holding the window, I was running around trying to do pilot holes for the self-tapping screws. Even though they're self-tapping, I still like to pre-drill. They go in a lot easier. Don't have to worry about it. And we did both sides. The windows are pretty big. The wind was kind of putting a little bit of pressure on the window, so I felt better about doing the top and bottom. And here we are. We're going to do the last window for the second floor. Yay! So we swapped the mounts like we did in the prior videos, segments. The aluminum extruded mounts. We flip them around. I'm not sure I show that now. Nope. We're just going to actually pop the window in place. We just did the swap of the mounts, and now we're going to try to manhandle it in there. So anyway, I'm guessing it's about maybe 200 pounds, the whole window. We're trying to not get crazy here. This is Murphy's Law going to kick us in the butt. The mount, the extruded aluminum mount, slid all the way to my side, and the window wouldn't go into the frame. Last window, go figure, right? So we had to drop it out. I found the problem, moved the mount over, and then we shoved it in there a second time, and it went in like butter. Here we go. So you can see me kind of fumbling around it. There, I moved that's where I was moving the mount over, and put it in place. So we have these the shims are 1/4 inch off the bottom of the frame, and they just popped in there. And now I screw the sides in, and we're good to go. Last window. And what I don't show is I actually foamed these windows a couple hours later, and we're pretty much weather sealed. So this is the big to do for us. We're 42 windows done. We've got one window left to do in the living room. We'll show you that one because that's probably going to be pretty interesting. I'm not sure how. Yeah, what's coming up next? We're probably going to do either some fascia work, might install the sliding glass doors, and start some framing. So depending on what the weather looks like, you know, inside work we're dry. If we're doing a roof work, we're definitely need to be dry. And then the doors, we can't have it like storming, so we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. You know, like if you like, and subscribe if you haven't. So we'll catch you next time. Appreciate it. Bye.